Welcome back to Relate Right.
I'm Elle.
And I'm Fab.
And here at Relate Right, we are all about relationships and helping you connect better with each other. Today, we are talking about embracing the single life, what singlehood can mean for personal growth, and are there any drawbacks to this lifestyle choice?
And before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to Relate Right and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. If you are finding this helpful, give us a like, drop a comment, and share it with someone who might need it. Let's go. Let's face it, being single, it's only sad when you don't love yourself.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Well, a lot of people actually don't want to be single, and that's fair.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you knew this, about 49% of people actually make this choice. And this research comes from the US Census.
Yeah, so we talk about America.
Yeah, exactly. But 49% of people are choosing to be single, which means that, and we'll touch on it earlier, but it means that not everybody is feeling down about, riding solo.
Yeah, I mean, when I hear those stats about being single,
Right.
for me, it's never a choice. It's always the result of something.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
It's always the result of a trauma, of bad experiences. In general, it's about that.
I mean, at the end of the day, wherever the choice comes from,
Yeah.
it could be as a result of somebody breaking up with you. It could be as a result of you leaving somebody.
Yeah.
It could be a conscious decision for other reasons, which we can probably go into later on. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's very circumstantial. And I don't think that it's just because you're single doesn't mean that you're, gonna be in that status forever.
Of course, because there is a difference. There is a trend as well of people who saying that I'm gonna be single for life. For example, I decide to be single. I'm better by myself. But at the same time, even when you say that, it doesn't mean anything because you're never gonna stay by yourself during 34 years. Even if you have a relationship during 6 months after you stop because something happened, and after you have another 1-2 years after, you aren't single.
Yeah, but I feel like singlehood has multiple definitions for different people, right? So I think that, for example, for men and even some, you say modern women, being single doesn't mean you're not dating. It doesn't mean you're not seeing people.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're not in a situationship.
Yep.
It just means you haven't decided to fully commit.
Exactly. There we go. There we find. That's what I say. It's never a real choice. It's more about a result, or how to say it. Yeah, a result. There's no word for this. A result of something. Even sometimes you can be in a I would say true relationship because you can't. Sometimes it's your fault, sometimes it's not. But even if it's not, it's a bit your fault as well, because we're going to touch about it after.
I agree. And, interestingly enough, the PEW research data from 2023, interestingly enough, shows that men, about 61% to be exact, are actually looking to commit and to date seriously, right? These single men.
Yeah.
Whereas only 38% of women, which is actually quite a phenomenon, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's usually women who want to settle down, women who want a partner, women who want to build a life with somebody and have a family. But in this day and age, it's really shifted. And because I guess women are more content with staying single, let's dive into why that might be.
Why that might be. Again, I like and I don't like those stats.
Right.
Because when some people are going to talk about the stat, they're not going to talk about the roots, because this stat is a result of something. And that's why when you said why more women decide to be single than men,
Yeah.
or are looking less often
Yeah.
to be in a relationship, is the result of the societal structure. What I mean by that, men think that they are good men when they provide for women, but they
Right.
provide financially.
Okay.
That's it.
Right.
If you provide, you are a royal man. You are a high value man.
Okay.
But for women, there is way more than this. Provide
Yes.
is not just financially, even if it's a criteria.
Right.
So I'm not gonna. There is different type of women, of course, but we talk about generally. On another hand, women want more than just someone who bring some things financially.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. When men have their criteria, they ask the woman to do everything and even sometimes to provide as well.
Right.
While the woman ask for more than just a financial a provider with financial with money. They want other things, and they didn't get it. So they're
Right.
like, okay, now that I can be financially free by myself, or even not financially free, but provide for myself by myself, why I'm gonna choose a man who not gonna give me what I want, who gonna
Right.
make my life even more complicated, or I will have to be submissive all the time because he don't know how to feel his emotion or how to understand my emotion or how to be vulnerable, lack of emotional intelligence, etc., etc. We can go on and on and
Right.
on. That's why there is more women. I think it's the result of this.
Yeah, for sure. I think now that the roles have changed and women have opportunity to provide for themselves, I think also culturally, one, men haven't caught up to that, like you said,
Yeah.
and they are expecting more, but also men are becoming quite the burden. So they're a lot of the times women are thinking, why do I need this in my life? You're gonna cheat on me.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing. Maybe you're not making enough money, because we all know that women are outperforming men, both in education
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
in career, right? And so what starts to happen is these women are like, well, why do I have to, lower myself to make you feel better? And also now I'm actually losing out. You're not actually adding value to me. I'm not getting the ROI.
Exactly.
And the thing is, like, as much as we want relationships to not count, like who does what and how much ROI are you putting in, when you're the person who is doing everything, at what point do you stop and say, it's a two-way street?
Yeah. And we saying in previous podcast, the ROI mindset is also a big problem for men and women.
Absolutely.
Self-centered mindset.
Right.
And that's why, as the culture is more and more and more individualistic, then you create people who think more about themselves. And it's going to be
Absolutely.
easier for them to make this choice. Even more for women who've been oppressed since years. And it's just the
Right.
result again of other type of oppression, or
Right.
type of lifestyle. And also living in a patriarchal society who undervalue their need and who they are and what they bring to the society. So at the same time, it's just the result. That's why all the time when we talk about the subject, it's not to make a war between men and women.
That's exactly right.
It's to go to find and to go in the roots, to go to see why we have this result. A lot of channel, podcast, media,
Yeah.
people talk about the result as the cause.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're gonna take this 38%, blah 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 blah, and they're gonna talk about this, but without talking about the beginning. Why we have these numbers? Why?
Right.
You know what I mean? And there
Look,
you,
at the end of the day, women are fed up.
yeah.
Okay. At the end of the day, women are fed up. For centuries, culturally, they were not allowed to do a lot of things. They were not allowed to work. They were not allowed to vote. They were not allowed to even read or write or go to school.
Yeah.
And now, in this very, very short time, they've surpassed men.
Yeah.
And I think what happens is women make it look very easy. They make everything look easy. They make going to work look easy, raising kids easy, looking good easy, cooking, cleaning. Like, as much as they might be stressed,
Yeah.
they have these coping mechanisms within them that makes it look easy. And so for men, a lot of the times they don't appreciate them, they undervalue them, and that's why you'll find that 72% of all divorces are actually initiated by women.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they are choosing to be single because they want to thrive.
Yeah.
They don't want to be held back. They don't want an extra child.
Yeah. In generally, when a man go to cheat or when a man decide to stop a relationship, I don't say
Right.
that woman doesn't cheat, but in generally, it's because of I would say basic needs,
Right.
physical needs.
Yeah.
You know, it's rarely because your woman is lacking emotionally or doesn't
Exactly.
listen to you or
Right.
you feel that you're missing something. You know, it's rarely about that.
Yeah.
You know, it's basic needs. While women sometimes you can have great sex, but even if you have great sex, if the rest is not fulfilled, you're gonna have a problem.
That's right.
And that's why as well you have this stat of 72%. That's why. Because men are there to provide. And that's it.
And men are there for convenience. They're there for convenience.
Don't get me wrong.
And they're not inspired to do more if their woman is doing
But
more.
don't get me wrong. It's like that as well for men. Because we've been educated to be like that.
Yeah.
Because they told us that that's your role. That's your role in the relationship.
It's true.
In patriarchal society. Because I have other example.
Yeah, it's true. But no, I think what I wanted to say was that I think a lot of the times as well, with the rise of single mothers raising young boys,
Yeah.
men are also watching their mothers do it all.
Yeah.
And saying things like, well, she never cried or she never complained.
Yeah.
Look at what she did. And so they look at you and they say the same thing. Well, why are you complaining? Mm-hmm. You're not strong enough. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Instead of having empathy.
Yeah.
Instead of having empathy and actually being inspired to contribute and be greater.
It would be an interesting research to do or to make to see if when a man is growing with his mother only,
Yeah.
does he have this mindset of I'm here to provide, or does he also change and forget all those roles because he saw his mom did it all?
Well, it really depends on the mindset, right?
That's what happened
Because
to me.
I think there's a lot of men who grow up and say, my mom did it all, and I can have empathy for women, and I've been surrounded by women, and they do the right thing, you know? But that means that their mother spoke to them. That means that their mother showed them the way.
Yeah.
That means that she gave them responsibilities.
Yeah.
But if she didn't, and if everything was handed to them, and if she never showed emotions, and if she never showed that it was hard, well, then you're creating, unfortunately,
The worst.
a man that has some narcissistic, maybe traits. Not a narcissist, but someone who might have some traits where they're completely oblivious to how difficult that is.
Yeah.
And so when they get in a relationship, nobody's ever good enough for them because they're not doing all the things their mom did.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But another reason that women are choosing to stay single is there's such a movement promoting casual dating, casual sex, and just kind of promoting even non-traditional relationships, situationships, multiple partners, thruples, polyamory, you know, all that stuff. Like it's like, yeah, let's be sexually free. We don't actually need anyone. we can do it all on our own.
Yeah, I mean, when you're lost in this world, when you're lost in this society as well, and you have all this possibility or temptation just next to your hand,
Right.
to your phone, just next to you, and at the same time, it's hard between men and women because there is a clash in terms of most of the different layer of relationship between human now in 2024 in this day and age. So it's easier to go and say, okay, let me try this, let me try that, let me try this. But at the same time, it's the same way when you are trying cigarette or whatever, you become addict.
It's true.
You
It's
become
true.
addict. So you become addict to apps. You become addict to dating multiple people.
Yes.
You become addict to don't be by yourself and reflect on your relationships, because as you're dating multiple people, they become produce and you become a high value consumer of people as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So
You're getting instant gratification from humans.
Some people become professional on that as well.
Yeah.
You know, some people know that they do that so much that they know how to deal in the week with 5 people, and those people will never imagine that they see different partner in during the same week, you know, and make it feel like
Oh my
you know. So
God.
it's
Yeah.
some people became professional on that.
No, I think when you just said that, it just makes me laugh because, you know, myself included, but a lot of my friends and I have used to have these conversations where it's like, you know, you're dating someone and they're just like, oh, he didn't pick up or he didn't do this and he didn't do that. But no, he definitely doesn't have anyone else.
Yeah.
And there's all these excuses as to why they don't have anyone else, but really they absolutely do.
Of course.
They absolutely do. And why is that the furthest thing from our mind? It's because it's our ego.
Yeah.
It's our ego. But the thing is, the world has become a lot smaller.
Yeah.
Because, you know, obviously of all these digital advancements. So you're able to keep in touch with people a lot better. You're able to see who's around you. Like on Tinder, you could just open it up and see who's 10 feet away from you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think as well, it's, that consumer mindset, but it's also the mindset of women want to take back their power.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you spoke about men and women always going against each other, right? Mm-hmm. And women's whole thing now is, well, if you can go and have 5 girlfriends and have casual sex, then I can do that too. And I'm not a slut.
Yeah.
I'm a, you know, free woman who is embracing her sexuality and experimenting.
Again, it's the result of the behaviors of men as well in this society against those women. But it's also the clash between men and women who lead to this need.
Yeah.
It's not natural for me, because that's what I mean. Women are fighting against their instinct.
Right.
And society tell them that's okay. That's the way to go. So the most important extent of a woman, it's needed to procreate.
Right.
Find someone and make a family. Mm-hmm. So when the women start to talk like you talk, they are fighting against their instinct.
But hold on. But isn't okay? So what's the man's instinct? Because is the man's instinct to procreate and to build a family? Because everybody will tell you the man's instinct is to conquer and fuck everything. And plant his seed everywhere around the world. in
the patriarchal society.
Right.
Because patriarchal society is the power for the man.
That's what I mean. But like instinctually though,
instinctually the man is there for the same reason of the woman, but it's complementary reason.
Right. That's
you
what.
Know?
Right. That's
we
what I was
all
getting
want
at.
a family. We all want to protect the family, but maybe we have 2 different ways to protect the family. You know what I mean? But we still protect the family. We still nurture the family.
Yeah.
Even if I have the seed and you are the land, we still need each other.
Well, that's what I was trying to say. Is like, I think that women are just a little bit confused and misunderstanding what it means to be sexually free. I don't think it's, you should be able to say what you like sexually. You should be able to be sexually pleased for sure.
Not to everyone.
But that's what I mean. Right. And that's my thing. It's like, there's no judgment. Everybody has different needs, and there's, different levels of needs that people experience, and that's fine. We're all different. But my point is that there is a propaganda that says it is empowering to go and continuously date one after the other, multiple people at once. And men will still tell you, oh, it's nasty if a woman does it, but they do it. And women will say, well, no, it's not. I'm also a human. And I think that's the whole argument of women. We are human. We have the same needs.
Yeah, we have the same need. Yeah.
That's the argument of the woman. We have the same needs.
Yeah. Even when you, in this society, even when you think that you say that you want to be free and you want to be, if you can go and I talk as imagine a woman say to a man, if you can go and have multiple partners and it's normal, and they're not calling you slut,
right?
Then it's the same for me. But they are both wrong anyway. But you know what? That's what I was going to say. Then you're not choosing to do that by your. It's not your own consciousness.
That's exactly
will make you,
right.
You think that you're doing that. It's your choice, but it's not your choice. You just adapt yourself to the environment that we are living on.
Well, that's because we're looking at everything on surface level.
Exactly.
And you will find that even men who are constantly having casual sex, they're not looking for just sex. They're looking for intimacy. They're looking for affection. They're looking for companionship in that moment. In that moment. And so instead of investing in one person, they're, getting it as it comes.
And the thing is, like, they don't know anymore.
That's exactly, yeah, you can't tell the difference.
You can't tell the difference anymore.
And that's the same thing that women are doing, because women are like, hey, if you are going to tell me that I have to pay and provide and do all these things, but the one thing I can't do is what I want with my body, that's not right. And so I think there's a slight confusion about being so sexually free, as it's very empowering. And it can be, you should be empowered to do the things you want to do, when you want to do them, how you want to do them. But you also need to understand yourself and why you're doing it. And
you need to know. And you, sorry, I think I've just finished your phrase. Right. You need to know what you want.
That's exactly right.
Because if you are programmed by even not knowing that you are programmed.
Right.
And the thing that you want is not what you really want, but you don't even know that.
Right.
You're just going to do what you're programmed to do.
Right.
And it's the same for the men. And it's even more because it looks normal than a man said, yesterday I was with this girl, tomorrow I will be with this girl, the next week I will be with this girl.
Right.
It look normal, it look like even healthy.
Well,
it look healthy even now.
Because it's constantly explained that it is just what men do. It is just instinctual. That's why it's explained. And it's just crazy to me, because settling down now for both people is no longer cool.
Oh yeah. And don't get me wrong, I've been in this path.
Yeah.
When I've years before, I've been in this path, dating, think that that's what I want. I'm free. I can go there. I can go out and meet a girl. And even if I met a girl, I can maybe, if I met another girl, there's nothing, because I'm not lying.
Yeah.
Also, I'm saying to the girl, hey, I don't want a relationship. So listen, you do your life, I do my life. When I'm not with you, I can do what I want. When you do what you want. Oh wow, what the best life.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, to you?
Yeah, to me specifically.
Okay. Yeah, that's how I start.
No, but seriously, like at that moment, I was on this journey of singlehood,
Yeah.
and I was literally
Yeah.
like, listen, I've never done that before. I'm going to do that because that makes me feel like I have the power, because I don't want a relationship with you.
Yeah.
I also want those same things you want
Yeah.
with no strings attached.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I actually can fully say that is exactly what I wanted. That's what I needed.
And you see how we are fighting against our instinct.
Right.
Because if you do that and you don't respect the rules, because in those things there is rules as well, even if they're not good. And I was explaining that to my friends before
Right.
when I was this part, because they were always like, "Oh, that's a girl that I'm dating," and finally, 1 month, 3 months after, they are together, and of course, 2 months after, they are not, and there is a clash and everything.
Right.
Because what? When you do that, you cannot you cannot see each other too much, you cannot stay too long with each other,
Right.
because what's happened? You create bond. We are human, then you cannot fight against those instincts all during a long period. I want you fell in love, or if you
And
think
that is
that you fell in
exactly
love.
but that's what happened though. That's what happened.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah.
there was some deep rules around not seeing each other too much.
Yeah.
However, our connection was very consistent. And our
Yes.
friendship
And our friendship, yeah.
was very strong. And it was our friendship that I think took it to a different level, because there was just that layer of intimacy within our friendship that we just knew that we were friends over everything, I guess.
Yeah, but also I would say that even if we come from previous relationship, we
Right.
let the good amount of time to hear and understand what we want at this moment. So
yeah,
as
yeah,
we were
yeah.
connected and we had the same vision,
Right.
it was easier to understand as well that, oh, okay, I don't want to be in a relationship, but there is something here.
Yeah.
There is some things.
Right.
And I'm not sure that I want to let this thing go
Right.
just like that or make a mistake. So everything was clear from the beginning. That's the thing as well.
Yeah.
When you date different people, you're a liar most of the time. You're
That's
lying.
true.
You're not true. Because you're not true with yourself, so you're not true with the people.
Right.
So sometimes just to have sex with these people, with this person next to you, you're going to lie.
Right.
You're going to lie. You're going
And
to
then
say...
there's no level of respect.
And then you start without respect directly.
Right.
So for sure, nothing can happen. Yeah, you maybe have the sex. Yeah, you maybe have her or he or him.
Yeah.
But nothing's gonna happen. Nothing healthy gonna happen.
Right.
So that's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but just to get back to why women are
Yeah.
choosing to be single, right?
Yeah.
So one of the most common reasons that we hear is the fact that women would rather focus on their careers than be with a family or have a family.
Yep.
And that's because women have a lot more to lose, right? So women want to build up their career, they want to build up their success, and they want to focus on that rather than being in a relationship.
Yeah, it's still because of the same problem. Why? I'm gonna risk my career. I'm gonna risk maybe to have a child with you, and the only thing that you will provide or that you will bring to my life is the thing that I already have. So let me
Right.
continue my career.
No, but what I'm trying to say is no, they're consciously not getting in a relationship so they can progress in their career. Because we know once you get in a relationship or once you start to have a family, especially if you decide to have children, you're going to lose 2-3 years of progression in your career. Easy.
Yeah, but because for them, having a career and be able to provide for themselves, in their mind, it means that they are in the same level as a single man.
Yes.
You know? They don't want to lose that.
Yeah, but some women want to feel powerful, to feel like they've made a contribution to society.
Yeah.
They're passionate about what they do and they want to make the money and they want to, be a strong contributor to society. So I can't knock them for deciding that career is important, but Is it really a choice, right? Because Morgan Stanley, right? They reported that 45% of women, prime working women from 25 to 44 will be single and childless by 2030.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not that far from now. And it's interesting that Morgan Stanley says this because it looks like corporations have a stake in this mindset, right? They want women in the workforce. They want single, childless women in the workforce because women are outperforming men. And I've even read studies that women are better leaders.
Oh, yeah.
Because women don't only take logic into account when they make a decision.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they're very dynamic in the way that they make decisions.
All our president should be women. Trust me. And there will be no war. I already said that.
It's true. It's
matriarchal society. Africa. But let me say something as well. Because you say it's a projection from corporation as well. And you know what? At the same time, I don't think it's what the government want, because if you have less women who make child, then demographically, you're going down. You will have more old people, and we know that I like our older, but it's not the old people
who bring the economy
who bring
up.
the economy
right.
up. So at the same time, you fucked up your
Well, I mean, we're going to get
society.
real deep in here, but, even birth rates have gone down.
Exactly, but why? Because you are making the women fighting against their major instinct.
But it's not, it's that, but it's also the lack of support that women get, 1, from corporations, 2, from the government, and 3, from men.
I'm not fighting with you. I'm okay with you.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
I'm okay with you.
It's a losing battle.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately a battle.
Of course.
That's why women are like, listen, I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what fulfills me.
And that's why I don't judge women who take those choices. I'm judging why.
Right.
They are the why. The why. And the why is all the things that we talked about before.
Right.
And it's even and the why it's even before than my birth. You know?
Right.
All those things was even before the birth of my parents and my grandparents. It's a process.
Yeah. It is a process. It's cultural conditioning, and this is the culture we live in. And on top of all of this, and on top of these continuous battles that women have to face internally, there's also a real stigma about becoming a mother. And mothers now are second-rate citizens.
Yeah.
And it's much cooler to be a boss bitch than to be a mom.
Yeah.
And it's for me, the problem is that in society, we always have to be one thing. We always have to be one or the other. Why can't you be both? Right? You may not be both at the same time.
Yeah.
But you could be both. Maybe I was a boss bitch 2 years ago, but now I'm a mom. Does that make me a second-rate citizen now? I'm no longer a boss bitch? Or do I have to simultaneously do everything and explode? Because if I don't, then, everybody's going to judge me.
And you know what is crazy? You know what is crazy about all those things? They are illusion.
Right.
It's illusional. So that means even when we say that, it's better in the society, they said they put the single mom, they lower the value of a single mom. I mean, not even single, but they
just
lower the value of a mom.
Right.
And in the contrary, they elevate the value of a boss bitch.
Right.
But question, when you know that being a mom is divine,
right,
who cares about what the fuck they said? Huh? When you know, because only the people who have child will understand that as well. When you know what your child bring to you, when you know how powerful it is,
right,
who cares about what they said? Of course, you're gonna tell me, yeah, but I'm losing my job. That's the problem. That's why as well there is women as well who change and fight against their instinct. When they told you, "Oh, I make you redundant," after 11 years of services for this company, because they know that you're starting to have child and you're not going to finish, because in generally there is one or two who's coming after.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah.
They're going to take someone with a younger one.
There's so many examples of that.
You know,
Yeah.
so when you have example of this, you're like, maybe I should focus on my career, because again, the power is in the hand of the man. Again.
Exactly.
Again.
Well, that's the thing, because once women become mothers, they need more support. And it's a whole vicious cycle, right? So women are choosing to build on their career and not be undervalued yet again.
It's a huge. We can have a whole discussion about that, but yeah.
Right. So we talked about women, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
talked about why women choose to be single. There's a lot of reasons. It's very deep. It's very deep. But from a man's perspective, tell me, what is the real, honest, nitty-gritty truth as to why men don't want to commit? Why do men want to be single?
You see, compared to the women, where it's a result of the pressure of the society, it's the contrary for the men. It's the fear
Okay.
of certain criteria
Right.
who's been asking to them to be in a relationship now. Now it's not just because you're providing that you're a good we can be a partner,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
You're a valuable partner. And then you start to install fear in certain men, because a lot of those young men as well, or even after 30s as well,
Yeah.
we are lost as well in this life, you know, in
Right.
terms of our emotion. There is also the trend of how you should be a businessman. You should be this. You should be that. If you don't have your business, have 25, or you don't make $1 million, you are nothing. You know what I mean? So we have all those things again in this society who make us fragile
Yeah.
mentally.
Right.
That's what I feel, that commitment itself and all the things who come around the commitment, it's fearful for men.
Yeah.
Because when you commit, you have to be vulnerable. When you commit, you have to understand that one part of yourself have to leave and accept the other one. I said that in the previous podcast.
Yeah.
For the one, watch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to also grow in terms of emotional intimacy.
Right.
You have to try to understand a new partner. So many things will come. I can go on and on and on. So you see when you think about that?
Are you saying that men are just afraid of hard work?
Yeah, because
they don't want to put in the effort. It's like that. Is that literally what it is? It's
Because
like it's scary, and I don't want to change the way I'm doing stuff because that means I got to give more.
Yeah, because for them it's hard. It's scarier to do this work that I just talked about than wake up every morning at 5 a.m. on the sun and go to work 7 to 6 p.m. to get money every day. It's easy, you know. It's harder for them. This part, the part that I said before.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, I guess men are conditioned to suppress their emotions. And so any sort of threat where they might have to express those emotions, it might be scary. I get it. But where's this mindset of like an additional person will help me? An additional person will double my income, or an additional person will make me kick my goals ass. Like, you know, like where is this mindset of like 2 is better than 1? If you obviously make the right choice, like why would they rather stay in their shell?
This mindset will be, you will find this mindset in some men,
Right?
but only the one who's not in war with women, who understand that this fake trend about the clash between men and women is fake. The one who understand that a woman, a good woman, a true woman, or someone that you connect with the true value and even more,
Right.
will bring 200% of value to your life, even more, like it's gonna be amazing in different ways, and you're gonna grow faster as well.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, I is one of my favorite things that I've heard is that women are multipliers, right? You give a woman a house, she'll give you a home. You give her a seed, she'll give you children, she'll give you a family. You give her anything and she'll multiply it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. If you give her stress, that's what you're gonna get tenfold.
Yeah.
If you don't give her peace, she's gonna give you hell tenfold. But if you create peace and love and tranquility and progress, she's just gonna multiply all of that. And so I think that's what's missing, right? That mindset that having a woman, the right woman is actually so much more beneficial than doing it on your own.
And the thing is crazy is the same for the man and the woman. Because having the right man as well elevate you and make you become a better multiplier. You see, there is no war. You cannot have a war between men and women. It's not possible. It's not possible. This is fake. It's just the fact that we are so disconnected, and that make us high value consumer.
But listen.
Yeah.
Listen. It is so much easier for a man to say all women are crazy rather than be vulnerable. And it's so much easier for a woman to say all men are bad.
Yeah.
All men are a burden. I might as well be by myself.
Yes.
But nobody is looking introspectively. Nobody is saying, let me think about me. Let me reflect on me. Let me reflect on all the things that I do and my choices and why I'm attracting crazy, why I'm attracting burdens. It's so easy to say the pool is full of piss.
Yeah.
I used to say it all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of is, but sometimes you find something great, No, but it's I want to shift the conversation to, self-love and reflection and how those type of, I guess, mindsets might make you think differently.
Yeah. When you start to think like that, you're already in the process of going out of this world of illusion, I would say. When you start to clear in front of you with all those fake ideas, fake good mindset that you should have, all those tools that they put in front of us for us to get even more lost all the time, because it's beneficial for this system for us to be lost. Better consumer for everything, apps, whatever, social media. A good family doesn't consume as the same as someone who's broke mentally, or it's not the same consumer,
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, at the end of the day, a lot of us struggle with self-love. We struggle with mental wellness.
Yeah.
We're sad. And, I read this, which I thought was so interesting. No animal can hate itself except a human being.
Yeah.
Right? Which, when you hate yourself, when you are constantly thinking you're not good enough, it constantly undermines our efforts to have sustainable relationships. And so if we're of the mindset of everybody's shit, everybody's bad, everything is going to be shit, everything is going to be bad.
Yeah.
And before we kind of dive into why self-love is important, I want to talk about our relationship again, because I feel like in the beginning, we were both on that same wavelength. Like, we were both like, not in a relationship. I just want to be single. I want to be free. I want to do my life. I wanted to move. You wanted to do your thing. And, there was really no relationship on the horizon, right?
You are right. And you know what? While you talk about it, I just think about what is the difference. We had value. That means you can still be lost sometimes.
Yeah.
That's okay. But some people are lost, but they still have their value. So there will still some things who are gonna stop you to do certain things because you
Right.
have value and you don't want to let them go.
And also that value that you just spoke about means that you've set boundaries with yourself.
Yes.
And only people who have that set boundaries with themselves, when you do that, you can inspire the other person.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we both did a whole 180 in kind of our lifestyle, what we wanted,
Yeah.
how we wanted to live,
Yeah.
but it was because it was reciprocal.
Yes.
But it was reciprocal because we set boundaries, because we saw the value, right?
Yeah.
Whereas if it was with other people, once you set boundaries with yourself and you don't accept certain things, they leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how you filter out the trash.
Yes. Yes. You, like I said, you can be lost. But for example, I never lie on my situation.
Yeah, that was mad
Previously.
annoying at the time. Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
said what I had to
it
say.
was helpful.
Because you know what as well? I wasn't scared to be by myself.
Right. Oh yeah, neither.
Even if I
loved
was
it.
dating or I was doing
Right.
things and I was lost as well, I was lost in different things in my life.
Right.
I'm not ashamed for that, I was
Yeah.
lost, but I changed already, but I never lied and I never, I would say, use someone
Right.
and make them think like I'm some things or just for a result, just for my purpose. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I stay true with me because I know me. If you agree with that, we can do some things. If you're not, you can leave. And there is no problem with that. But that's the problem with that. Some people really have a hard time to understand that because they are not well with themselves, their inner self. So it's hard to think like that.
Yeah, but see, you can, interestingly enough, when you say something like that, when you say, I don't want a relationship, right? You
Yeah.
can also attract the person who's going to try to change your mind.
No, they can't.
No, I know that.
Yeah.
But you might attract the person
Yeah.
who tries to change your mind.
Yeah, but
However, and that could be seen as manipulative.
yeah, so that's I will feel it.
Right.
And bye.
However, right. If you're both on the same page,
Yeah,
that's a different story.
exactly.
That's a different story.
That's what happened
Because
with
there was
us.
benefits. The timing wasn't right. It
Yeah.
wasn't it.
Yeah.
And we both were happy in our single state.
Yeah.
And I think what was happening was individually we were growing and finding ourselves
Yeah.
in different ways.
You imagine and also it's also because as well we have an healthy energy. Our frequency was the same.
Right, between
You could
each
feel-
other.
you could
Right,
feel
right,
it.
right,
You could
yeah.
feel it. But
Yeah.
you imagine when you're not ready, when you're lost at the same time, you don't know yourself, you have scare of yourself is one. Even,
Yeah.
Imagine when you have this and maybe you meet someone who's ready,
Right.
for example, maybe not for a relationship, but come with good intention, have value and everything, and you're not ready for that. Imagine that it will be something amazing, but because you're not ready, because you're lost, then you're gonna let this person
right.
leave. And I was thinking about that last time. I was like,
Right.
do you know how many people could be in a really good relationship and have their perfect match, but just they weren't ready, or they just let them go purposefully.
Then they weren't their perfect match. That's what I believe.
That's what you believe.
That's what I believe.
It's possible.
That's
It's
what I
possible.
believe. Because if you're not ready, if you're not inspired enough, if you're too afraid, if you're not, that's not your perfect match. Because, you know, people always talk about, you know, we're perfect for each other, but the timing wasn't. No.
Yeah.
If the timing is not perfect, you're not perfect for each other.
But you can mess
End of
up.
story.
You can mess up.
You can
have-
mess up and you can have regrets, and you may never
And
find
never
somebody
find something like that. Yeah.
right. But also, you know,
You have to be ready to assume this, because it's gonna come with
That's what I'm
not
saying.
sacrifice. I don't like this word sacrifice, but you're gonna have a part of yourself go.
yeah, that's what I mean. Because if you're letting that person go, you're making that choice consciously, and you're not willing to work on yourself, and
Yes.
therefore you will forever regret it because you didn't do the work.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm sure once you do, maybe you'll attract somebody who fits you, this new you.
And that's the
You
problem.
know?
And you know why we talk about that? That's the problem of when you're dating people, multiple people, you think that I don't care because tomorrow I can date another one, and tomorrow I can date another one. But when you value people, and you understand that you don't meet your perfect match more than 2 times in a year, in your life, in your lifetime, then you be careful. Then you start to be careful.
But that's the other thing. You don't fall in love, and we talked about this. You grow in love.
You grow in love.
Right. And,
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing. Because you're not going to meet somebody and everything going to be 100 right away, and you're going to live happily ever after.
No.
That's not how life works.
Impossible.
We're all imperfect.
Yeah.
But it's this journey of self-love that helps us make healthy relationships with ourselves and with other people. Because you have to, in order to have a healthy relationship, in order to even attract a healthy relationship, you actually have to have a healthy relationship with yourself.
Yeah, there's no secret.
That doesn't mean that you can't be sad sometimes. It doesn't mean you can't be insecure sometimes.
No.
It doesn't mean that you can't, like,
Contrarily, by the way. Contrarily.
But it's you have to take the time to actually understand yourself.
Yeah. And that's why
there
is a difference between stay single and say now, because I have this in the past, or all the men are like this, all the women are like that, so then I'm gonna be single.
Right.
There's a difference between this and, okay, I'm gonna have a moment with myself.
Yes.
I'm going to have a moment with myself. It's going to take the time that I need to have the moment with myself, to understand who I am.
Right.
Because even if you are 35, you may not understand who you are for real yet.
But hold on. How can you? Like, let's say that you've been in relationships in your 20s. Let's even say you were in a long relationship in your 20s. When you get out of that relationship, you're like, yo, who am I as a person?
Yeah.
As an individual, not as a couple, not as somebody's person, as me.
Yeah.
Who am I? You have to figure that out.
Yeah.
Because as an individual, you are very different than as a unit.
And it's very deep. Sometimes I have to say that in certain topics, only you have this answer.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing as well. That's why it's very hard. You can give some people some advices, but at the same time, only you have the answer. Because I don't know what's happened in your life. I don't know how your parents raised you. I don't know if you can reset your mind from what your parents teach you.
Right.
Because it depends on which relation you have. Because that's the thing as well. When you can reset, we all have a backup like a computer.
Right.
Some people have a toxic backup. Some people have a healthy backup. Some people don't have backup.
But you see,
it's deep.
It's deep.
There's no one answer for everyone.
And I like how you say that, but for me, when your healthy backup is having a growth mindset rather than a fixed mindset. When you have a fixed mindset, you don't want things to change because you're afraid of change, any change.
Yeah.
And you don't ever imagine that change can be great.
Yeah.
But when you have a growth mindset and when you are willing to risk things to reap the benefits, only then you can grow.
So you said that you have to overcome your fear. You have to overcome certain fear. But when you are the moment that you choose first, I would say, if you decide to be single, to understand who you are,
right?
You are already.
Oh yeah, you're ahead of the game.
You're already on the road of healing.
Exactly.
Because most of the people, they will be scared to stay alone. That's the problem.
That's right. And so a lot of the time, I think that happens when you are not the one in control.
In control, yeah.
When you got broken up with, when somebody left you and it wasn't your choice necessarily.
Yeah.
And so then you're like, shit, let me rebound.
Yeah.
You know, let me get in a situationship. I got to get somebody. I'm not getting no texts. I'm not getting no love. And so what those people start to do is panic.
Something is in my head, you know, when you said that. Let me tell you some things. I think I have something. You know, when you said you see, when, because before to have child, there was things I couldn't understand,
right?
You know, and that's the same thing. Sometimes to understand certain things, you have to leave them. No one will be able to explain them to you in a way that you will be able to feel it.
Yes.
You have to leave them by yourself to feel it. So that's what I said. The answer is that you need to understand that you need to have this moment to understand who you are, because the answer will be in this moment.
Absolutely.
You understand?
Absolutely.
That's crazy, no? That's beautiful at the same time.
It is beautiful. That is all about assuming your situation and finding what's great about it. Because being single, consciously deciding to be single, or if you're just thrown into the deep end, it is really about mindset. It is really about, how do I put my mindset to learn to enjoy this time, to be grateful for this time. Because it does not happen forever. Like, it's not forever. You know, and to use this time productively. I'm not saying you can't party. I'm not saying you can't go out, have fun, do your thing. I'm not saying that. Do it.
For sure.
Do it. Get it out your system. Do it. Have a great time. But what I am saying is, like, you also have to really be productive in your healing. You have to assume that you're in pain. You know, you can't just be like partying, smoking, drinking, doing your thing, jumping into a next relationship, you know, because then you're just hiding from the pain. You're just like, you jump into a new relationship and then what? You still gonna do the same thing. And
even if we have the power to heal, don't forget, you can heal, but if you only go down in term of emotion, in term of failed relationship, you may never come back.
It's true.
You may never come back from this. You may constantly do the same mistake again and again without even have this thought of breaking the cycle. Without even knowing that you are inside the cycle. It's
literally an opportunity to fall in love with your life. And to do the things you want to do. You know, if you wanted to travel. If you wanted to go to, you know, specific restaurants and eat food you couldn't eat it. If you, whatever it is, join the community, start a business, focus on self-care. I don't know.
Redefine your vision.
Experiment.
Your goals.
Exactly. Take care of you. Take care of your body. Take care of your mind, your soul. And I think society still puts a lot of pressure on people to be in a relationship when they're single. It's like, are you looking? Where are you looking? Are you dating? Who are you like? And if you're not, people are like, are you okay?
Are you okay? Yeah. even you feel bad.
Well, when you buy into that, when you buy into that,
yeah, for sure.
But if you love what you're doing,
yeah,
then it's fine. Like, I still remember, like, when I was single, I'm telling you, that first year, best and worst year of my life, because I had moments. And when I was actually doing research on this topic, I was like, wow, I actually did a lot of this stuff.
yeah,
But it wasn't necessarily like a conscious thing that I was doing. I wasn't like researching how to do the steps. It's just something that it just happened, you know? And like, I remember there was, you know, times when for 4 days I couldn't get out of bed. I would be in bed. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
I was so miserable. I wouldn't pick up my phone. Like my best friend would call. I didn't even have energy to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
I was so depressed though. Okay.
Yeah.
And I would get out of it. And then I would like get up, do what I want, be spontaneous, go out, book trips. I went like on a trip every quarter all around the world. Mm-hmm. I had the best time. The best time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is the one thing that I always really appreciated about being single in that point, even though I was kind of like obviously sad, you know, was the fact that I could do whatever I wanted.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I had time to do it. I had time to do what I want, how I want.
This is important.
Right.
Yeah, that's how you met yourself.
Right. And the thing is, people will always ask me like, well, when are you going to get in a relationship? And I'm just like, I don't want to. I'm good. Mm-hmm. That does not sound appealing.
Yeah.
That does not sound like a good time. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people feel a lot of pressure when they're asked that. They're like, oh, you know, the pool is full of piss and it's hard out there. Like, I'm dating, but it's not working and I'm on the apps. Yeah, and they get really, really like disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if they're dating a lot, they get disappointed over and over again.
Of course. And it's not genuine. That's why you need to break this cycle. And also, I always say that, I said that before, when you want to be in a relationship, and you are single, you want to be in a relationship, you should stop trying to be in a relationship so badly.
Yes.
You should stop trying to be in a relationship so badly, because when you work on yourself, the people don't forget this energy part. You're going to attract.
That's exactly right.
You're going to attract people.
That's exactly right.
You know, but before that, you need to do this work on yourself first, to have this energy frequency. We're going to match with certain type of people who also want the same things of you. And important.
It's so important. You have to confidently want it. You can't be ashamed of being single. Okay. You can't be on Facebook or on Instagram being like, oh my God, my friend just got engaged. Oh, they just had a kid. Oh, and I'm over here just, you know, drinking and smoking. I was like, literally, I'm not even joking. I was like, at that moment, that's not what I wanted. So for me, I was like, oh my God, congratulations. So happy. Smoking my cigarette and sipping on my wine, having the best time of my life, because that is exactly what I wanted to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think when you know what you want, when you make the conscious decision, when you stop comparing yourself to other people.
And look at us now. We don't even drink and smoke.
I know, right? We don't drink. We don't smoke. I'm a mom. I'm a second-class citizen. No, I'm joking. No, but I'm joking.
And we have a new child who's coming.
Yeah, we have another one.
Just for the one who are there with us until this part of this podcast, you have the news.
Yeah. And this is exactly what I want. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world. So I feel truly blessed and happy.
It's the same for me. It was the same for me when I was single. Exactly the same. But I didn't go all over the world, but
you did. You came to strip. Well,
yeah, true,
I mean,
true.
okay.
Yeah. But my journey started after when I came.
Yeah, but still.
But yeah, it was the same for me. It was the same for me. And even when I decide to change after,
yeah,
it's because my energy, my frequency, even if I feel like I was a little bit lost by the time on certain things, my energy, my value, my love for myself
Right.
help me to find you.
Right.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's very important. And there we go. And there we are. Already right.
So don't be afraid to go monk mode. Don't be afraid to be alone and to embrace your solitude, because then you can actually really, really prioritize yourself, your education, your career, your goals,
Yeah.
your well-being.
Yeah.
And you can really elevate in so many areas in life. And when you do that, when you really, really fall in love with yourself, with your life, with your decisions, you will absolutely attract the right person. It's being single is not a forever state.
Exactly. You also need to recharge your energy tank.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's how when you do the monk mode, like they said, or when you, I would say, isolate yourself with yourself. You have to find a way to recharge yourself with good energy.
Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a comment, and share with someone who could benefit. Tune into our next episode. You will not want to miss it.
And until next time, fam, take care and nurture your relationships.
Relate right.